It's hard to imagine, but the area of Fort Lawrence was once under the sea. Time, shifting continents, weather and ice created what we see today. To really understand the Ohio Valley and the Fort Lawrence site, we need to go back about 300 million years to the Pennsylvania period. And at that time, this part of Ohio was flat, very low, and close to the sea level. Short invasions of the sea alternated with deposits of non-marine sediment. When the lowlands were not covered by the sea, they were dense swamp forests, composed of large tree ferns, early conifers, reeds, and rushes. This abundant plant growth later became the material that make up the coal beds that the region is known for. Starting about 2 million years ago, the climate began to gradually cool, and this led to the formation of large glaciers in Canada. And these glaciers slowly crept forward, some were almost a mile thick, and caused great changes to the landscape that we can see today, such as scooping out the basin that is now Lake Erie, and also causing the flattening that we see up in northern Ohio. The last glacier was gone from the Ohio Valley by about 14,000 years ago. Then, as the climate warmed, the coniferous forests of the Ice Age were replaced by the deciduous forests that we see today.
History doesn't begin in Ohio with statehood or even with European contact. Thousands of years ago, as much as 15,000 years ago, indigenous American Indians made their way into what we would now call Ohio and made it their home and lived there for thousands of years prior to any European arriving on this continent or in this valley.
By the time the first European settlers came to the Ohio Valley, the thick forests were teeming with wildlife, such as elk, bison, wolf, and wild turkey. Situated along the Tuscawaras River, the location would have offered access to the rich food resources of the river and surrounding forests. By the 1700s, the European settlers on the East Coast began to push the Native American inhabitants, such as the Delaware, west into the Ohio Valley.
The Delawares lived along the East Coast in present-day New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. But as we were encroached upon by those that were coming to the New World, we had to move westward. As we moved westward, we obviously sought out other areas of rich resources, and that could easily be found in Ohio, where our brothers and sisters of the Shawnee tribe lived. Ohio contained numerous tribes of the Shawnee, the Potawatomi, the Miami. Ohio was sought after not only by the native nations, but also expansion by the European encroachment. They had their eyes set on Ohio as being a huge win.
European settlers wasted no time trying to take control of the Ohio Valley. The French began burying lead plates along the rivers to mark the territory as their own. The British gained the Ohio Valley from the French in the French-Indian War of 1763. And originally the British prohibited any settlement west of the Alleghenies. However, the Continental Army began to move west. And this is really where the story of Fort Lawrence begins.